Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the third and final game of Team Empire versus NaVi. NaVi taking the first game,
10 seconds remaining.
but stepping off the gas a little bit in the second, trying to use a draw strat, and by all accounts they did have the game won before they could step up and take the winners bracket, but Team Empire had other ideas, making sure that they couldn't press that high ground advantage. And now NaVi, it's 1 for 1. Are they going to be able to take it, or is Team Empire going to snatch it away from them? Once again, I am joined by Rhyme. Rhyme, hopefully you're looking forward, backward, side to side for this last game.
I'm looking somewhere. I'm currently looking at Night Stalker being banned out, Venomancer being banned out, and then Clockwork being banned out, and then Enchantress being banned out. Well, if the last games are anything to go by, but we'll be seeing if that holds true.
So we saw that Viper become unstoppable in the last game. After the standard bans that we are going to be seeing, do you think NaVi banned that out as a respect ban, or do you think it's more of a situational pickup that, you know, they could try and draft and hope that it doesn't come up a second time?
Well, I think Navi's draft was fine, their game plan was fine, should have worked out, but sometimes it doesn't. And now Empire decide they've had enough of getting glitched, and they first picked the Clockwork. So,
Faceless Void.
both teams like Void, don't they? Void AA, so if you can't beat them, join them.
Maybe, yeah, that's what NaVi do. They just draft Empire's last game draft, you know, and think, well, they've just showed us how to do it, so we're going to try and do it this time.
Yeah, they're doing the whole N-1 thing. They're just taking from the last game. So, well, that's not a bad way to do it. Well, remains to be seen, really. So, like last game, I was just kind of watching Viper with like a whole Rocky training montage, like music theme going, you know, just like he's early on, very difficult, lost a few fights, died in lane, farmed, lost a few fights, farmed, won a fight, farmed, and then eventually, after enough enemies threw themselves at him, he persevered. He took the punches and then kept going. And now there's a silencer, Clockwork silencer. You don't actually see this combo picked up very often, because Clockwork, outside of Team Empire, you don't usually see it picked very often anymore, or at least not in the first two. And silencer, well, he pops up everywhere, but.
And it's actually going to be NaVi banning out the Broodmama as well as the Drow and the Chen. Team Empire is sick of seeing it, they're sick of being pushed in. Do you think this is going to be the position of 3 Clockwork? Because I know Empire sometimes play that position 4 roaming Clockwork, and to great effect. I've got to say the Clockwork in the position 4 does work fairly well, but is it too early to tell at the minute?
I'm pretty sure it's 4, because I think Miposhka wants that hero, and it's Clockwork offlane has some problems against AA lanes because they just kill him, and against Void because he can't really kill Void in lane, he can't really pressure him too much, you can cog him and take his mana, but that's about all you can really do. So I think 4 position is probably the natural position for that hero to lie in. Nyx being picked up by NaVi. I think he was mostly ignored earlier on, at least in the initial banning phase in the last 2 games, and certainly the picking phase. So yeah, be interested to see how he does. Not the greatest hero versus Silencer or 4 position Clockwork, because he can't really do that much to them, but we'll see.
And do you think this is a just a counter towards the potential pickup of the Nature's Prophet that's still there, or is this just like a Nyx Assassin just for the sake of a Nyx Assassin?
Oh, it's a Nyx Assassin because Nyx Assassin is just a good hero. Combos well with Ancient Apparition, that gives you map control. He does pretty well in most lanes. He's difficult to get rid of. He also counters some mid hero, or lots and lots of mid heroes fairly hard. Like, you'd never feel comfortable picking like a Queen of Pain or a Storm or an OD or, well, you name it, Invoker or anything under the sun against a Nyx, because Nyx is just annoying, you know, he just really is. So, NaVi, well, they've got a pretty well-rounded lineup so far. They lack a little bit of lane push, and maybe their lanes are a bit weak, but as long as they get that Qual versus Mirana matchup, it should be fine.
10 seconds remaining.
So they've got, and again, I'm assuming this is going to be the core Faceless Void, the position 1 Faceless Void. So is there a hero you think just rounds out this NaVi draft, or is there, you know, something that they could combo well? I mean, the Queen of Pain and the Faceless Void, the AA all go great together. Even the next assassin being able to throw that impale into the chronosphere as well.
Dire team back.
Not that NaVi have just drafted around that chronosphere, but it does seem to be a big part of the team fight so far.
Well, the thing is, right now, is that they don't really need to have Void Carry. Like, they've got... He's been playing Void Carry against an Axe in the lane. You've got, well, some
10
cores that are pretty hard to
seconds
kill, like Polym, and you got Clockwork is always going to be annoying for a core
5
Void,
seconds
or at least a
remaining.
carry Void. So they've got plenty of room to just stick this Void on the offlane, because Silencer Clockwork, it's not the worst thing ever. You can kind of deal with that. You can get an Iron Talon, you can Nyx lane for you, or he could help you in the lane and stuff like that. So offlane Void is still very, very much an option.
And I mean,
And yeah.
we saw, or at least I did anyway, in the last match with Vega, that they went for this Clockwork, Bane, Mirana aggressive. I guess you call it an aggressive dual lane with the Clockwork and the Mirana on the off lane, trying to find the kills with the cogs as well as the arrow. Do you think they do that with the Silencer? They put Axe in the safe lane and they send these 3 heroes up to the top lane, or do you think this is going to be a mid Mirana?
I think if you go AA into well, if you go aggro into AA, you're asking for disaster.
Empires
Especially
dare to bang.
because NaVi have their last pick available. They can pick whatever they really want. They can pick something that's pretty strong in lane, and it should be okay. I'm just working out what their pick is really. They have last pick, so they can counter pick. So NaVi's pick is entirely up in the air, but
10 seconds
Team Empire,
remaining.
they have to kind of choose what they want. They want some safe
5
lane hero
seconds
that lanes
remaining.
well versus either Void or Nyx, or some, yeah, probably just Void or Nyx. So something that lanes well versus melees. Bloodseeker, obviously, a natural choice. So it's banned out. It's just hard to say, really. What is good versus NaVi's lineup? That is a question.
Bristleback?
We're gonna have a hard time versus AA and Void and
I'm literally just
Queen of
naming
Pain.
heroes.
You can't catch anyone.
Yeah.
I'm thinking there's CK. That CK does okay here, but he's not that fantastic. It's always Life Sealer, but you don't really want to play that versus Void or Queen of Pain because you can't really get on top of them. Something with some level of burst damage for sure, or just some strong laner.
Empires dare to pick.
So what is it going to be?
It's gonna be
Sven.
Sven. And I suppose-
Instant pick. They had that Batrider lined up.
Now
All right,
select
so
your heroes.
it is a Void carry. It is a Batrider going to the offlane. I'm worried about this Sven's game because Batrider combined with Nyx being annoying, and also Quap might, when she hits like level 8 or something, after she pushes mid lane enough, she might go and move around a bit. I think there's a lot of room for Chappie to get caught out. But I think the whole game, again, it's going to revolve around mid lane, how FN does versus Dendi in mid.
Okay, so the full lineup is going to be Miposhka on the Clockwork. We've got Vanskor on the Silencer, FN on the Mirana, Ghostic on the Axe, and Chappie picking up the Sven. Meanwhile, on the side of NaVi, it's going to be Crystallize on the Faceless Word. We've got Sineko playing up the Ancient Apparition. Dendi picking up the Queen of Pain. We've got Roger on the Nyx Assassin and General on that Batrider. And again, just pure glance value. Whose draft do you think is going to be the strongest, or who do you expect to be coming out on top? I know you have your qualms about this Sven pickup.
Prepare for battle.
I think Empire's draft is just too slow. I don't think it punishes what NaVi want to go for. I think NaVi have they're going to get map control and they're not going to really rescind it, you know?
Yeah.
But that's just my initial glance. That's what you asked for. They already get the aggressive ward down, so they know what's going to be facing the Batrider. Same happens for Crystallize. He doesn't really see it, but yeah, this barely blocks the small camp. So everyone being a bit annoying with these wards, and both teams placing the mid lane wards.
I mean, surely by now you've got to know, or at least have the idea that these wards are going to be coming out. And I think the smoke actually broke
30
just as
seconds to battle.
the AA was coming back up into the high ground, and with this Radiant ward already down, they should have an idea that there's a mid ward for the Dire.
Everyone knows that they are probably there, but they don't know exactly where they are because they could be on the right hand side of the lane or they could be further left. Again, also the Radiant Ward could be literally right in the middle of the lane, and instead of further over to the left. Like, it's hard to really guess, and you don't really want to use a sentry that early until you get some other clue.
Okay, the Stormhammer is going to come out onto General. Is he going to try and get himself away from this? There are 3 heroes, the right click's coming out, and this could be the first little bit of intelligence going the way of Vansco, who does actually pick up the kill as well.
Last words.
Well, that was optimistic, to say the least. Not really what General was intending for. I think he was hoping for maybe just a Silencer and a Sven, and Clockwork could be somewhere up top helping the Axe, but no, Ghostic is going it solo, and as a result, General has a rather unwelcome greeting.
And Roger now, he's going to be playing this roaming. They actually take both sentries down, I'm assuming just before the vision faded there, but Roger being body blocked up, Miposhka forcing him to run back down to the low ground and try and get himself up onto the high ground near the shrine. And this could be with the battery, so it could be another kill. The right click comes out, is it going to be off from Vansco? Secures another kill for intelligence before we hit minute 1.
Brain power increasing. And General now has to be a little bit careful, because he might just get ran at here if he's not too careful. He should be fine. As long as he keeps enough stacks up on the Sven, it's going to be difficult for them to follow up.
And in the
this mid lane is starting to turn nasty.
Yeah, Dandy's just being able to get with the Shadow Strike. FN, he's got the leap, but once that Shadow Strike's on you, you're still going to be taken down to the damage. It's only the right clicks that you're going to be able to avoid. Meanwhile, bot lane, there's going to be an impale underneath the tier 1 towers. General just barely gets himself out alive. Roger playing bodyguard. And our chappie decides to move himself away.
I'm just about this mid lane. It's going to 9-4 now. It's going to get worse from here, I think. FN, how much regen does he have coming? He's got a salve, but yeah, they're still even on regen, but Dendy's able to put a lot more. Provided Dendy doesn't take some awful trade, he should be pretty strong in this lane.
And I mean, FN's already been forced to use one of the salves. So it's just a little bit of, if he was going towards the bottle or even his boots or whatever item he's looking for next, it's just that little bit of delay coming out that Dendy's able to deal to his net worth, I guess you'd say.
Yeah, it's just Dendy wants to keep trading in this lane. But FN's doing fine, actually. He's doing okay. He's got the lane under his tower, so he doesn't have to worry about getting zoned out by Quap, which can happen. That's the nightmare scenario. So he's avoided that. He's also farming pretty decently under tower, so the lane should go. He's actually.
Meanwhile, back on the bottom lane, one more right click from Vansco. Oh, it's just not enough, but he does find the kill over the cliff. And that Vansco sitting 3-0 and 0, 6 bonus in 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes 50 in. I guess, I mean, I know it sounds obvious, but you really don't want to be feeding your int away to the silencer this early on in the game, at least.
Oh, they've got int to spare. They've got brains for days. Oh, Dendy though, he's
Dendy doesn't have,
think he's just dead.
Blink. Yeah, it looks like he's going to take a fall as the battery sword is going to proc him down the arrow there to secure the kill.
So, yeah, Dendy's now in the problem scenario because now Potom drags off what he's got. Sal, and yeah, she finishes the Aquila. I think also, that's not her raindrop, but so that Shadow Strike was a bit rude, but FN should be doing just fine in this lane now. And he already was, but with that kill, he gets a little bit further ahead. And Quap really doesn't like losing a lane to Potom. It's just really annoying playing Quap versus a Potom if she gets ahead. That's all I can really say about that.
And I suppose it's the same as Queen of Pain getting ahead. You start getting those points into the Starstorm or the Scream of Pain, you know, for that, just that amazing burst potential. So it makes it harder then for either hero to sit in the lane.
Yeah, but there is an Arcane Rune top, but neither have a bottle thus far, so its value won't be as high as it normally would be. Just looking around the map though, you see Void, he's farming per cave, he's sitting pretty much dead even with Sven, with a bit more denies, but Axe moving towards the jungle, and Batrider also.
Yeah, Vansco once again, there to help sweep up that kill, but Miposhka did secure it this time. As Roger just got, I don't know what he was doing, I guess he was going for the rune, or trying to get some wards down or something, but he just got locked down by the Clockwork as well as the Silencer.
Yeah, it's very hard for him to move around. Like, Nyx gets out-battled by Clockwork fairly effectively. Like, there's a go bot. General, however, is off. Maybe Boschka comes around and catches him.
If he ticks down to this, no, it's going to be... Yeah, Miposhka once again finding the kill in. Tenant onto Vanskor, so Vanskor is having a whale of a time in this bottom lane.
Meanwhile, on top lane, Ghostic on the fire.
Yeah, they are going to be able to secure the kill. Crystallize just healing himself up before he comes back in, so we can keep away from those helix spins of Ghostic. 3 right clicks, no bashes. Ghostic surviving for an extremely long time, but this should be the end now. One more right click from Crystallize should secure. Are they going to be able to find this as Ghostic backs himself up? I don't know what he was looking for. Maybe to just look to delay as Roger. The time up comes into the cog this time. Impale's going to be there, and it's going to be Miposhka with the kill. And now Crystallize needs to run himself away. The battery still is wearing off Saniko. Pretty down low himself. But there's going to be no flare. Well, actually, he does have the mana in about 3 seconds, 2 seconds.
It's only up 1 flare though, it does 80 damage, it's not going to be any threat.
Sonic Wave mid lane, Dendy trying to go for the trade. FN is going to fall in the end, but not before he cleans up Dendy.
Yeah, so Empire is just kind of succeeding in all lanes at this point. Sven's free farming, FN's considerably winning mid, and Miposhka's just killing everyone. So, yeah, Ghostic bought enough time for Clockwork to make the rotation. He was now sitting at 4-0 and 3. He's got Tranquil Boots, he's going to have his level 5 now, level 6 probably soon to follow. That's the benefit about Clockwork, like, he just does so well versus pretty much every other roamer in the game. Like, if you're a Nyx, like, and you're level 3, you're fighting a level 3 Clockwork, for example, like, the battery assault is just too much. You get caught alone, you die. When the Clockwork is level 5 and you're still only level 3, then it's a whole different story, you just die almost instantly.
Crystallize comes through the tree line, but Miposhka is there with the battery assault. Crystallize forced to time walk himself back to the tier 1 tower.
Drops his Tranquil Boots there for the...
Meanwhile, mid lane, it's 3 heroes from the side of NaVi. General Kun might know his health is going to be enough as the Rocket Flare does come in, but Vanskor might tick him down. Dendy does need to be extremely careful. Just trying to keep an eye on all 3 of these heroes because they're getting low. They are going to be moving up towards the bottom shrine though, so they should be able to get back up to a decent amount of health. As it looks like Clockwork wants to cut them off. The Rocket Flare is there if he wants to use it as well. The battery's all for cogs.
No. Disaster.
And Miposhka, oh, this could actually be the turnaround. In fact...
Although Sven moves over, he has mana for stun. He's saying, oh, come over here, I can help.
Yeah, the Stormhammer, it is just going to go into Roger now, but it doesn't look like General wants to stop as Miposhka...
He stunned the wrong person there.
This is going to be extremely deadly as General gets the kill, or Denny gets the kill onto Miposhka, and now Vanskor and Miposhka split the kill onto General.
Nice deny. Yeah, that was... I think if he just stunned the Batrider, they would have been out and fine, but he decided to go for the stun on the Nyx, which I don't think that was the best play, but they lose the Sven, they lose the Clockwork, and in return, they... well, they don't get that much out of it.
Meanwhile, the Chronosphere was used to try and take down Ghostic on the top lane, but Ghostic survives through, and now there's even... Is he going to try and turn this around? He does have a point in the call, 3 points into the counter helix.
I think he could have gone for it. I think Crystallize might have actually gone for that creep wave, but I think it would have involved a lot of luck to get that kill. Fen just farming the jungle away. He died, but 3 heroes, like he's fine with that. He's just going to work towards his phase boots. Dendy now, with that kill on, or those kills on bot lane, he's kind of recovered. So look at net worth a bit. Yeah, he's sitting pretty much even with the bottom at this point. But it's the story really is the Clockwork, who is his level 5 came extremely quickly at 6 minutes, and now he just doesn't really seem to be able to get his level 6.
I mean, I suppose he's going to be able to get the Tome of Knowledge, so that should get him near to his level 6 as he just tries to soak a little bit of creep XP, I guess, away from this mid lane.
Alright. One good thing for Dendy is that, or General, is there is a massive stack on top lane.
Speaking of...
Although they have to protect it from the axe, though.
Crystallize and Ghostic trying to trade the bashes and the spins, coming out in equal measure, and they just walked themselves away in the end, but it was good that Ghostic was trying to get the solo kill onto Crystallize. He is level 7 now, so he does have the Colin Blade if it had got Crystallized low enough. Dendy mid lane.
Yeah, it's just both players playing up a bit. Miposhka's just, yeah, he's here. He's making it Dendy well aware of his presence. but that's about all he can do. He desperately wants his level 6, but he doesn't really have anywhere he can conveniently get it. Dendi is going exploring.
And Maposhka just wants to, I guess, zone him out. Like you say, until he gets that hook, he's got no real way to engage. And it's going to be... If we take a look at the shop, it looks like the Tome of Knowledge not picked up by anyone just yet.
Well, they can choose between Global and Hook, and I think Hook is still definitely the one to go for. But it's just... It's been 4 minutes. It's been 4 minutes since he hit level 5. Give this man level 6. he needs it. He really, really wants it. He's had such a good beginning, but the follow-up, yeah. Seneko gets level 6 ahead of him. Nyx is almost level 6, getting that XP in bot lane.
Worthy
And the Moonlight Shadow is going to come out, so
Automalty.
maybe he walks himself up and gets General without needing this hook. There's no
He wants
vision for
Seneko,
this.
though. If he sees Seneko, he's going to go for that.
Maybe he tries to
He's
go,
gonna go for them
and yeah, the
both.
battery assault comes out. There's going to be the Ice Blast as well as the Cold Feet working himself up with the Ice Vortex. Going to be doing a decent amount of work, and now Clockwork just needs to run himself away. Meanwhile, the stack has been found by Ghosting. The Chronosphere going to be popped. There's going to be a Dendi. It's got a Sonic Wave. He does if he needs to use it, and it's going to be able to find the kill onto Ghostic. And now Vanscore for the returns. The arrow comes out, hits onto Dendi, crystallized now, tries to run himself back. FN throws up the Starstorm. The Stormhammer comes over the top of that. The right click and Dendi is going to be killed by FN. So now Chappie with the God Strength popped. Did he just try and move this aggression over, I guess, to the tier 1 tower on the top lane? Or did he just say, right, we've got the kill, we've got the wave, we just move ourselves back?
Yeah, they don't really have Lasso, they don't have Chrono, they don't have... Well, they have AALT, but it doesn't have any mana, so they can't really do anything to stop this, I think. They can get some damage, maybe kill it. Nyx doesn't have ulti, so they should be able to take it pretty easily. Ghostic, before he died, he did take the majority of a stack, so Void kind of jumped in and was like, you've taken my stack, I am very angry, so I'm going to hit you with a hammer, or a mace in this instance. So, Void ended up getting the return kill, but then Dendi went a bit too far forward and got visited by the Potom and the Sven in equal measure. The smoke coming out from General and Seneko into the enemy jungle. Ghostic is being searched for, but not currently found. Seneko realizes smoke has popped.
I suppose it's a pretty safe bet as Maposhka does come in to try and look for a gank on the rune, you know, as it's coming up. But with the backup of Maposhka, this could actually be able to turn this. The Ice Blast is going to come out. It is actually going to hit onto Maposhka. There's going to be the Global Silence, and now Ancient Apparition just chopped down, just absolutely split in two. And now
Roger's looking for it. He might get the final blow on Maposhka, but they know he's there. He's been scouted out. So I'm just wondering about that smoke, because they came in, they got the ward that they wanted. I think it was just a smoke for wards, but maybe a kill. But they, as soon as they got into range of an enemy hero, they decided to split up and look for clues. And all they really got was AA getting killed in the end. So probably could be afford to be a little bit more disciplined with how they move and making sure the Batrider is the one who can encounter the enemy heroes. But he's just now farming another stack. He's been farming the jungle for pretty much the last 9 minutes straight, so you'd hope he can come up with something eventually.
I mean, the Chronosphere is back up now. Is that something that they need to fight around, especially because they have the AA blast that comes up every 35 seconds as well? Or, again, did NaVi just think, well, the net worth is going Empire's way, they won't know that off the top of their heads, but, you know, it's 12 to 5, so it's a pretty good guess. Did they just back up and try and get the net worth equalised?
Well, right now they're farming top lane with Pop, they're farming bot lane with Void. They're pretty happy with how things are. They're farming all 3 lanes. So now the Potter multi's here, so they just need to survive this.
Vansco, the Stormhammer does come out, and it's going to be Faceless Void, the Ice Blast. Is it going to hit onto anyone? It looks like it does hit onto Chappie now. The drag back comes through, Axe being singled out, and he does try to use the one to keep himself healthy. The Chronosphere is available if they want to try and make this kill.
He has to chrono this if he wants it.
And now with Chappie
he's not
rotating over. Yeah, it looks like they're going to give that up. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Roger is there just waiting in for the TP from Dendi. Just needs to make a move now. FN leaps himself back as the Sentry Ward reveals this Nyx assassin.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, he knows what's up. Like, without the Axe Blink Dagger, it's very hard to actually turn these Potter multi rotations into any kills. Especially if there are sentries down, like there were on bot lane. So they need the Axe Blink Dagger. They have the Clockwork Hook, but his initiation isn't really that consequential compared to the Helix. Well, the spin, Berserker's Call into the Helix. So my words are going all over the place today.
It's late. We've been going for a while. It's acceptable. Meanwhile, Vansko going to be scouted out. There's going to be not what the Impale stops the TP as the Lasso was still on cooldown, and now Vansko kill secured by Roger. But Crystallize was there for a little bit of gold, a little bit of XP, and now it looks like NaVi are going to be able to put pressure onto this tier 1 tower bot.
Well, pressure they will apply. Void is just going to hit this tower away. He's looking towards what? He's got a Keeler coming out on the courier soon enough. He's working towards a Manta style, and then probably into a Diffusal thereafter. So he knows what his itemization is. So he's actually farming pretty well. He's behind the Sven, but pretty much everyone is behind the Sven at most points, who now at this point is going for Echo Saber after the Mask of Madness. Pretty standard. So NaVi just waiting. They're okay with not much happening. It's up to Empire to make stuff happen with the Axe Blink, with their Sven Blink when they get these items. FN is probably the one who's more comfortable just kind of playing a slow farming pace. But nothing's really happening. No one wants to make a move.
No, I suppose if they see NaVi putting pressure on the bottom lane, so FN does move up, the Ice Blast is going to be there. Is it going to actually hit onto it? It looks like FN just barely gets out of the blast. And now Dendi does need to be careful, sees the DD rune, moves himself down for that.
Smoke coming out from Axe and Clockwork. They are waiting for someone to try and intervene in mid lane.
The God Strength.
Comes his penalty.
The God Strength even, not the Ghost Strength. Ghosts don't have Strength, that's just silly. But the God Strength has been popped for that last right click on the tower. And Chappie now moves himself to the Ancients, but
everyone's just missing everything. Yeah. This is not good. But Ghostic, he gets the blink, catches Roger, and Roger is being put away. So
gets
finally
a
someone
nice
hits
view
up
of the axe. But again,
not so nice.
Well, it depends whose side of the axe you're on. But did Chappie really need to use his Ghost Strength? Did he just use it to secure the last hit onto the tower, or was that, maybe they were looking for a fight afterwards?
Well, I mean, guarantees the tower, and then if they the arrow hits Roshan instead of following up onto the Faceless Void, but he's dead anyway, so no harm done.
And Snako being chased down by FN now. He doesn't have enough mana for the arrow. It is going to be coming up in the next, let's say, 3 or 4 seconds, but it doesn't look like it's going to be needed as Ancient Apparition tries to float himself away and can't get himself out of the range of FN.
A miserable, miserable death. He just got right-clicked to death. He couldn't do anything about it. He had no mana. He had no TP. There was no counterplay. There was only sad, slow death.
Sad, slow death for a sad, slow hero.
Oh, he's not sad. He's Ancient Apparition. He's just, he's an ice cream cone. He's a snow cone. He just walks around and does snow cone things.
Roger, though. I mean, have you seen the way he talks or heard the way he talks? He's got no, there's no happiness there. There's no, yeah, we can go, we can do it.
Roger. I mean, is any hero really like that other than like Ogre? Like, I think being happy in Dota is either the sign of a liar or a moron.
Yeah, true. I mean, the Brewmaster's kind of happy, I guess. But then he's mostly drunk.
Yeah. Well, he's sometimes happy, sometimes not. It really depends. So, General, he's getting pretty close to his Blink Dagger, but they're going to smoke without it because they have the Chronosphere, which they wish to employ on the enemy heroes, as you usually do. But they may end up walking uphill right into Miposhka, who may break the smoke.
Yeah, General's looking for it. There's going to be the Firefly there. The cogs drop out from Miposhka, and he is able to run himself back. The Blink 4 of the Call actually gets onto the Faceless Void. The Ice Blast is going to be there as well, but the Stormhammer comes over the top now as well. Starstorm, and it's going to be FN picks up that kill. Denny picks up a return, and now Sven could be going down. Roger, is he going to be able to find the last right click? And he does go down. General, though, trapped into the cogs, given a way out, and now silenced up. But Dendi wants to carry on going, does find Miposhka. There's going to be the Spike Carapace as well as the hook onto Dendi. Dendi does have the blink if he can get himself away now, and just, barely between those battery assaults. But Miposhka not done yet. The impale, and it does force him away now.
Yeah. Well, Void, he's not really happy with that. He went in, he couldn't chrono on, he couldn't find anyone, he dies miserably. They didn't even use the global for that, which is the surprising thing. I thought they might use it at some point, but it wasn't to be. FN probably could have been hitting more people, but he was kind of in the wrong place in that fight. He was tentatively searching. Oh, he gets the arrow, but I don't know if they can make this into a kill.
Well, with Miposhka though, the global stance does come out, and FN secures the kill. The cogs even used to try and keep him up. I guess it pushed him onto the little bit of high ground there.
Oh yeah, just getting the cog for the extra disable, and where with the global, there was definitely dead Void.
FN.
Just talking about global, I completely forgot about it.
The Ice Blast does come through, but Seneko does drop to the Starstorm, and Poshka's there. Roger silenced up as the Sentry was just dropped behind the Tier 2 tower, and now FN is able to get that TP away. But Queen of Pain, there's going to be the dust popped, and it's just on the edge of Clockwork. Clockwork tries to hide himself out in the trees with the nighttime, so the vision is reduced. Poshka cheekily gets himself out now.
I wonder how someone does something cheekily. You know, it's never really been obvious to me, the whole cheeky thing, but maybe I'll get it eventually.
Well, it's just, you know, he does it with a bit of cockiness.
A flamboyance, a bit of arrogance, you know, he's just got away with it, that kind of thing.
Yeah, somebody did look at him on the streets and say that boy's got a bit of a cheek to him, the way he's doing that thing.
Well, yeah, I can't really see myself using it in that context anytime soon, but yeah, okay, that's the thing. Blink Dagger now on the Batrider, they actually have a solid initiation tool for once, that they've been lacking it in pretty much every other smoke gank, and AA...
FN is he's just absolutely abusing Seneko on this AA, you know, it's becoming a problem. AA needs to get a restraining order on FN.
Yeah. FN is not being very nice to our Snowcone over here, but it's okay, I think. But I think Sven BKB is coming soon. The Potom has got, well, Manta probably working into a defusal fairly soon after. I'm just worried, really. Can NaVi get to their next tier of items before they get kind of overwhelmed? Because there's some aggressive wards, but I think as those run out, they're going to be Empire are going to be looking to make some more aggressive smokes, and then when that happens, can NaVi really survive the resulting fights without a miracle lasso into Corona? I don't really think so. So it's all going to be up in the air.
Yeah, we are going to be able to get. It's just a quick port, so we get straight back into it. And Dendi going towards that Lincoln Sphere, and Seneko, I guess, because he's playing this position 5, the Aghanim Scepter, it's going to be like another half an hour before that's even attempted. So he just moves himself back for his tier 2 boots, those regen boots, as Batrider does get the TP away to the top lane. General, he's got himself the drums, he's going back for the 4 staff. How effective?
When Poshka knows something's up, knows Denny might try and push this wave, but he doesn't quite see him. Ghostic is going to run back down, he might catch him, but I think they're going to be just too late. But Seneko, on the other hand, oh boy!
The call comes out, the battery is soul, and once again, it's going to be FN. FN picks up this kill every single time. I think they leave it for him, just to maybe put Seneko on a little bit of tilt. Every time he's going to associate FN with death now.
Yeah, so FN is... Oh, then he's just blinked in, and he's now getting chased by FN. Not too much result, but FN playing aggressive, showing the fact that they are actually capable of fighting pretty confidently. They've just got to be really careful. Like, if Quap gets initiated on the game, the fight is just over, I think. Quap or Void for the most part. So you look at Nyx, he's working towards his Yule Scepter. AA, he's just an Ice Blast. And Batrider just has a generally difficult game because you go in, you lasso someone that isn't Silencer, Global comes out, and then your follow-up is just, yeah, you don't really have much. So it's a pretty difficult situation for NaVi, so what they can try and do is push out waves, avoid fights, wait for Void to get items, and then continue on.
I mean, 23 minutes in, it looks like the push is coming onto the T2 tower. In fact, the God Strength is going to be popped now as well. Trying to drag NaVi back. They do take... I know, at the time, are they going to try and back this up? Well, they just move themselves into Roche.
Oh. They have a Mask Menace faces Void, they have some level of damage. It gets scouted out pretty much immediately, so they might just stay here until they see Empire move, and then they're probably going to back out soon afterwards. Because I don't think committing to this is the right idea, especially with Global.
No, the hook comes in, it's going to be onto 2 with the cogs coming up as well. The Global Silence comes up, the battery still keeping 2 heroes locked down, and the Stormhammer comes through it. It's just going to be Pothker as well as Chappie, cleaning up Seneko and Crystallize, dragged up to the high ground though by General, and Chappie doesn't have that Blink Dagger, so he's going to be stuck in. He doesn't have the TP for 54. Is there going to be a 4-staff? Does anybody have the 4-staff?
Yeah, there's a 4-staff on Poshka, but that's about it. So he's going to be... His prime directive is walking over and freeing Sven from his captivity. But again, that was a clockwork hook onto the Void and AA, and normally they'd be fine, but global press, they can't get out, and then Sven just shows up and kills them both. So good fight coming out from Empire. NaVi kind of tempting fate with that Roche attempt, I think a little bit. They wanted to fight, but I don't really know if they were ready for the fight that Empire brought. And now, FN, he's got his Diffusal Blade coming in on the Courier, so... Well, his Courier in this case is Miposhka, because Miposhka decided to take it to him. So FN's damage output is now going to be through the roof. He can kill Cop through the Yules. He can do a lot at this point. So this is where Empire are ridiculously strong.
Oh, the Impale comes up. The Ice Blast is going to be there with the Chronosphere committed as well, just to make sure FN is actually dead. And now NaVi move themselves back over towards Roshan. And with no Global Silence, there is a God Strength back up. The Hook's back up there as well. But they just move themselves out, okay. Yeah, okay, sure, they just, I guess, want to let Roshan know that they're still alive.
Well, funny thing to note about Diffusal Blade is while it does increase your damage, it doesn't really do anything if you get hit by every single spell the enemy team has to offer, which is what FN proceeded to do. So, yeah, the item didn't really help him out there, but I think that's just a play thing rather than an item choice thing. So, his damage is still good, and they're still stronger, but I think now they're going to wait for Sven Blink to really make the plays. Yeah, they got a smoke sitting in Silencer's backpack, but...
Oh, they're going to make a move. The Impale comes out, the Shadow Strike as well, and Chappie forced to pop the BKB, but then he tries to blink himself forward. One more right click from anybody. The Hook comes in with the Yule Setter, and Chappie is going to be able to get himself away as the call comes in from Ghostic. There's going to be the Arrow as well, and Dendy. Well, let's just say it wasn't the best of times. Now Roger even scouted out the blink forward once again, and the Spike Carapace keeping them locked down, but the spins come out, and there's going to be FN dropping the stars. And 2 for 0, they couldn't even, well, they were about 1 or 2 right clicks away from getting Sven, but with that BKB, he's just able to get himself away, keep himself alive, and now General
gets ran at a bit by Chappie, just scaring him off. But yeah, NaVi just, they almost got the pick off, I think, if they...
Oh, that Ice Blast. That's a sad Ice Blast as once again Ghostic.
Oh, Seneca, we've been here before.
Yeah, the FN was frozen up, but now this just frees Roshan up for Empire, and with the BKB...
Roshan finally going to die?
It looks like it.
So NaVi keep trying to make things happen. They keep going for these pickoffs, and it never quite works out. Like, I think they keep they're like a hair's breadth from having it work out. Sven was so close to dying, and he gets his BKB off, and he ultis away. Like, no. And through all of this, they still retain global. So now for the next fight, they're fighting against Sven Blink Dagger BKB, Aegis Potom, and a global. So I think now Empire are probably going to go look for a smoke after they take the top tower, and then go play some aggressive wards, and then go for a pick off, and then move on from there. They have a pretty steady game plan from this point on.
The lasso does come through, the Ice Blast is going to travel as well, but the Global Silence does come out. FN gets the Manta Style off now, and Seneca once again just killed off by FN. I'd like to see how many of FN's kills are actually Seneca, as General gets taken down by FN now as well. Not even going to burn down, he does have the Aegis just in case he was going to go down. Now Miposhka does find the cogs, Roger trying to get himself out, pops the Spike Carapace as well as the Shrine, and now the Aegis will be popped by Dendy. But it looks like Roger won't be able to survive through that, even though the Shrine was used. 2 heroes.
Has anyone seen Nick's assassin, by the way? I think he's gone missing.
I think he's using his Vendetta.
Ah, okay. So Dendy now has his Lincolns and his Yules, and he's probably looking towards some Maelstrom, or yeah, he probably wants Maelstrom into Mjolnir or something. But I think maybe Shivas would be a better choice, but no. Well, it's his life. He can do what he wants. But they're just NaVi getting dragged into fights they can't really win. They get a lasso onto Potom's, Global Silence is pressed, Potom proceeds to kill 2 heroes. And there's not really much that NaVi can do about that one. So I think they have they have a tenuous chance of really holding any fight at this tier 2 here. But if their decision making is anything to go by, they're just going to go. But I hope not.
Yeah, I mean, Chappie now he's 2k above the Queen of Pain, but he's now 5k above what's supposed to be the carry on this Faceless Void. Faceless Void has looked, I don't want to say ineffective, but he could be better. You know, room for improvement.
Well, he's just had to go in first every time, but now he stumbles into what appears to be a setup, but Everyone just kind of disengages.
Gonna be used. The dust is popped by the Seneko there. Meanwhile, back in the mid lane, Ghostic trying to get what he can. The hook does come in onto the Sven, and it's gonna be an Ice Blast, but the BKB pops in. Now Roger trying to run himself away. The Spike Carapace. Sven's gonna shrug that off. He doesn't care about some puny spikes. As Ghostic comes in, secures the kill. You know, teamwork there, takes it. Make sure the Sven didn't need to throw out that last right click. And now there's no buybacks. It's Faceless Void down for 30. Nick's down for 35. Chappie does have the God Strength up in 42 seconds if he can get the mana to use it. This tier 2 tower is taking punishment. 31 to 10, 29 minutes in.
Yeah, you can tell the state of the game. Like, the Void dies, and Nyx is getting chased down, and Quap just goes, well, I'm done with this. I'm just farming the medium camp. Like, they can't take fights. The problem with Void is, like, it will probably be an okay game unless if it wasn't for the fact that he had to initiate pretty much every single fight, and then every single fight he did initiate just kind of went wrong. You saw it at the enemy Ancients, you saw it in his own lane, you saw it in bot lane. He tries to get the chrono, it doesn't quite work out. He gets chased down by Clockwork and then dies in the global, or in this case the call into Sven. So Crystallize has a difficult game. Like, I think he's playing pretty goddamn well considering how difficult his game is, to be honest, because he's got a lot of responsibility here.
And how do NaVi go about dragging this lead back? I mean, it's a 13k net worth. Do they just need to, again, delay, maybe look for the Queen of Pain to split these lanes, or do they need to find a jump onto anybody? Is it...
Getting the jump is so difficult, though. You have to get it on the silencer, otherwise the global just kind of ruins your dreams. And now with the Lincolns on Polym, he could put that onto himself or the Sven, and Batrider's game becomes that much more difficult. I think they have to get the Queen of Pain Shiva's Guard, they have to get the Diffusal Blade on the Void, and then maybe they can take a fight, provided that Sven's BKB gets expended without that much being lost on the side of NaVi. But there's a smoke gank coming. Is Roger ready for it? Is Batrider ready for it?
The blink forward, he tries to... Oh, he actually gets the Spike Carapace off before Chappie pops the BKB. BKB not wanting to be wasted there on Ghostic. Again, just cuts him in half. If there was actual physical parts, Axe could open up his own butchery shop. I don't know who'd eat it, but you know, he could open it up, give it a go.
That generally seems like it wouldn't really pass health and safety standards pretty much anywhere. So, okay, Ghostic is just waiting in the bot lane, probably for Dendi, but Dendi's just farming this out, and then he's leaving pretty quickly. He's still keeping up kind of in net worth, but it's just really hard for him to do stuff, because he doesn't really output that much damage. He's pretty difficult to kill. He can escape global sometimes. He's got Diffusal, or he's protected from Diffusal from his Yules by the Lincoln Sphere. But they need to drag the game out. That's all they really can do. Like, they need Nyx Assassin to get his Yules, they need Queen of Pain to get his Shivas. They need these items. So I think it's Empire's best bet to try and wait for Queen of Pain while she split pushes down on bot lane, and then maybe try and catch her out. But pretty much any pick-off is licensed for Empire to go run havoc in Navi's base.
With the blink forward, they're going to go... Well, Dendi's going to go into the Silencer anyway. Lincoln Sphere has been popped. Vansko, 26 bonus intelligence. And he's not even scared. He's got the Sven as Ghostic takes down Roger in what looks to be the top shrine for the Dire.
Ghostic does not have to show a single iota of fear. There's... Oh, he's so close to catching Seneko there. Seneko he's counting his lucky stars there. Chappie, he's getting closer to AC, 800 gold off. I feel that when they have that, and maybe the next Roche, that they can just go high ground. There's not really much that Navi can do to stop them.
General comes forward. There's going to be the Stormhammer as well. Chappie, is he going to chase? Actually pops the God Strength. Tries to get the cleave from the creeps as well, but the hook just a little bit too short. And now the Batrider barely gets himself out alive.
I'm surprised that FN didn't follow up on that. I think he could have just leaped in and gone, but I think the angle was slightly wrong, so he couldn't rely... He wasn't sure if he'd leap in and actually get the right direction because he was right in front of some trees. So I think Batrider should have died there. He had no right to stay alive, but circumstance allows him to live. And Seneko is getting looked at pretty thoroughly by FN. FN's then walking away. He was considering it, he really was.
Yeah, General's got the lasso, he blinks himself forward, and he does get the jump onto the Silencer, but the Stormhammer comes out, Ice Blast, the arrow's going to keep him locked down, and the Global Silence now is used as the BKBs come up. Dendi, Yule Scepter, they're going to be chasing down Seneko, and it looks like FN is going to be able to add another kill to his collection. As Dandy gets the blink south, but Chappie as well, Miposhka are there. They're going to be able to find this kill to Dandy, or is he going to be able to get the blink away? He does get the blink. The hook is going to be a little bit off the mark. Meanwhile, Roger picks up the kill onto FN. Miposhka, the blink from Dandy is just going to be able to go. And then back into the mid lane. Vansco is going to be able to find the kill onto Crystal as the 2-man impale does come out, but there's going to be the 4-star forward into the cogs. And now Roger, the right clicks. Does he have the spike carapace? It's not going to be in time.
The side effect of having 32 intelligence stolen on Silencer is you tend to do a lot of damage, and Crystallize is now very well aware of this fact. He just got kind of 4-shot by the Silencer when he went in close range, because that's just pretty painful. So, Miposhka now, I don't know what he's working on. I think he's probably just good. What's that Ring of Health going to become? Probably a pipe, I'd say, at some point, because there's no one else that really wants to build it. Axe was slightly unfortunate. He kind of wanted to get the call and try and drag the Void out of his own chrono, but he missed it by a hair's breadth, so in the end, the Polym ends up dying. But still, Void dies, Nyx dies. Only Quap is really the one profiting from that fight, and even then, she can't really stay much longer than a few seconds against the BKBs of Axe and Sven.
And I'm not sure what General and Seneko were doing there. They were just, I don't know, on their own little merry chase through the Radiant right side of the, left side of the jungle.
Well, what tends to happen in this kind of game when you're playing Batrider or some initiation versus Silencer is you eventually quickly realize that you can only go on the Silencer, right? Because otherwise Global just messes up your day. So then you become so fixated on the Silencer that when you perceive him to be out of position, as they did, you just kind of go. Your instinct just kicks in because you've kind of set yourself up for that. So without really thinking, you just kind of go in and you just go, okay, we got the Silencer. But then you have to go, well, now what? And to be fair, it was a better fight than they probably could have hoped for, given the disadvantage they're at. So maybe that was the right play in the end, but they're just far enough behind that it looks bad, you know?
Yeah, I know what you mean. That I suppose any trade's a good trade at the minute. Well, maybe not any trade. They don't want to be losing the tier 4s and the Ancient, but, you know, barring that.
Yes, barring that. So, NaVi back to pushing waves, but FN's just sending his Manta Illusions out. Queen of Pain's postured up in mid. Getting close to that Shivas. I think it's now Empire have a lineup that's like pretty dependent on BKBs and that Lincoln.
Oh, the lasso comes through. It's going to be onto the Sven actually. The Global Stance does go, and then Roger just gets burst down as the BKBs are going to be popped. It's going to be 2 heroes down already. Empire being able to turn that around. FN running himself up the lane. He's got the Starstorm. They're going to be. It looks like they're just going to go towards Roshan while this God's Strength is up. And even Chappie now going towards the Bloodthorn, and that's going to be extra damage, extra silence. The what is that? The crit as well for all 5 heroes on the side of Empire.
Yeah, it's pretty much just for him though. It's nice. It's a good item on Sven. It guarantees you will solo kill the Queen of Pain, or you can break Lincoln to get the stun on him. So it guarantees that you're able to actually disable the Quap for some amount of time. Also, yeah, it just gives a lot of damage output. So I'm sure Daedalus would be just as okay, but it basically lets him solo kill the Batrider. I would say the Nyx Assassin, but he's already got a Yule Scepter, so.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Overall, the game is going to try and slow down a bit, because NaVi, now they know Roche is dead. They really don't want to fight into Aegis and an AC Sven. So they're just going to keep doing what they've always done. Drag the game out.
Yeah, Roger will be able to scout out Chappie at least. Miposhka's there for the follow-up in case anyone does go into Chappie. Or he's hanging around now. He's TPing himself down to the bottom lane. Now they're going to try and make a go.
Well, they're all just kind of running away. And they're just sending the Manta Illusions, which is pretty handy. It's a good habit to get into if you're behind. You just want to push out lanes by any means possible. Sometimes keeping your Manta style up. Sometimes you're just not going to get gone on, so you may as well use them to push out a lane. Increases your farm rate, gives you more vision of the map, generally makes you safer overall. NaVi General, he's appeared under vision.
Oh no,
Ghosting just about misses the core.
Yeah. And even Chappie was there, but FN throws the arrow out. It's gonna be Hugo Crystallize nearly walking into that one. Do you think this is where, because they've got the Aegis now, they've got the God Strength back up, is this, do Empire try and force the high ground out?
They do. They want to get a pick off first, though. They just want to just jump someone with Ghost Stick and just kill them. There's no one they can't kill if they do it right. Get a call, they jump on them, they're dead.
like this. The AA is going to be dragged back into the waiting grips of FN. So FN now takes down Seneko. Roger coming through the backlines. The Yule Scepter is going to be there. The Stormhammer. There's going to be the God Strength. There's going to be a BKB. Nope. So the Spike Carapace does stun up Chappie for now. FN taking a lot of harass, but he does have that Aegis.
Empire being awfully restrained. I think Chappie could have just BKB'd and killed Nyx Assassin and moved on from there, but I think they're scared of the Void who jumps in and just gets a good chrono, and then combined with Quap's output of damage, it is possible that they can lose a fight, but quite unlikely. But now they have no Sven ulti, so they may be discouraged from pushing this.
I guess. The Spike Carapace was used again just to stun up Miposhka.
Oh, yeah, there is a cheese in Roche. In case anyone forgot about it, it's just there. Minor caveat.
Yeah, I guess the I don't know, they're saving it for next time maybe.
I was just like, I didn't really put any mind to it, and then yeah, it's just I scroll over it, and there's just cheese sitting under that little clock. So, well, we could just look at this game from the perspective of Seneko as to just TP into cogs.
Oh, this is going to be General taking some harass. The only is going to be that the hook comes through as well. Is it going to be any fault as Miposhka throws out the battery sword on the right click? So it's actually going to be FN. And now he's down for 48. This could be the opening that Empire once again really wanted, but Roger is going to be trying to creep skip out with the Vendetta.
This is ambitious. I don't think he's going to be able to do much here. I think they're just going to go. Yeah, they're going to go top racks.
And Empire say creeps.
Oh, Dendy gets caught.
No creeps as Dendy gets pulled into the call. There's going to be the Stormhammer as his Lincoln Sphere is broken. And now Vansko, the Global Silence, is going to come out. Dendy does have that buyback if he wants to use it, but the Tier 3 tower already going to fall, and the Rax goes down. Dendy buys himself back into the game. The Chronosphere comes up, the right clicks are going to be there. Sonic Wave comes through. It actually catches on to Vansko as well as the BKB was off, but it doesn't look like it. Chappie really cares. And now Crystallized needs to time walk himself away from his own base. Chappie and the rest of Empire stood between it, and the melee Rax at least is going to be taken down. FN throws an arrow, and he really wants this kill onto Seneko, but it looks like Seneko may even be able to... Ooh, no. FN does pick it up. Meanwhile, Chappie goes back in. The right clicks, they take down the bat. 3 heroes up for NaVi now. And Crystallized, this could be enough. As Chappie just heals up slightly. Dendy trying to go for the kill, does secure the kill onto Ghostic. And FN just stood there, taking the right clicks as he tries to get the kills, I guess. I actually don't know what's going on as Vansko tries to get the TP away. Is it going to be a scream? It's not going to be enough. And...
well, at least those two get out, but I guess it's a 3 for 3 and a set of racks in a tier 3, so not ideal for Empire. They would have liked it to go better, especially given the fact that they had like 10-second BKB on Potom and an Aegis, but they got what they came for.
Yeah, I suppose they got a buyback from Dendy as well. And
if you think about it, Dendy got most of the kills. He got, like, he broke 2 streaks or something. He got 800 gold for each kill, but unfortunately he had buyback penalty, so he's still pretty much only stuck at his Shivas.
Like I say, I don't know why. I had no idea why Empire went back in there. I guess to save FN, but FN could have got out. He just got a little bit greedy, and like you say, they did get the kills.
It would have been fine, but Ghostic just missed his initiation. He just missed the call. If he landed the call, I think they just wiped from there, but he didn't, so it's unfortunate.
Radiant's middle tower is
And
under
now,
attack.
with only 2 heroes available, Empire gonna lose a tier 2 though. Did NaVi take it any further? They don't have the Faceless Void.
They're going to go top to tier 1, I think.
Dire's top barracks are
It's
under
the logical
attack.
choice here.
Radiant's top tower
There we
is
go.
under
They're
attack.
just going to take that down. There's a DD rune bot. I assume that someone's going to scout out enough for them to find this, but maybe no one decides to move down there. Empire, their problem is now they need to push lanes out again. Whenever you lose a fight like this, even if it's not that bad a trade, you can't really push out lanes. So Sven's going to go down there. I assume Potom is going to grab what's middle. It's just really, do they feel comfortable going for it? Because they're further ahead than they were when they made that push top. So
I mean,
it's just a question of, do they feel comfortable?
I suppose now that the melee Rax is down on that top lane's always going to be pushing in slowly. Do Empire just let that push in and focus on the other 2 lanes now, or do they need to go and finish off that Rax? You know, maybe go for a smoke through the top lane and find the kills.
They have DD on Potom. They're just going to smoke and go. I think if they get any pick off, then it's game over. They're going to go with Ghost Stick in the front. Roger's sitting in his Ags ulti on the high ground, but what are they looking for here? They don't have any wards, so they don't really see where Na'Vi are, so this is pretty much a crapshoot.
As the 3 arrows now picked up by FN fly through the base, Burley, I guess they were seen by Na'Vi. Did Ghost Stick? Somebody picked up that cheese.
Wait, did they?
Did somebody pick up that cheese?
No, that cheese before, yeah, someone picked it up and used it, I'm pretty sure. That was a long time ago. Well, Empire do not really feel comfortable doing that much. Void is not farming. Quap is the... Quap doesn't feel safe leaving base either because obviously no buyback as a result of the last fight. So that was actually a 3 for 4 now I think about it because Quap did buyback for that. But Arcane Rune out on bot lane. Ghostic is going to probably leave it for his Sven maybe? You'd hope.
I guess FN picks it up for the quick arrows.
Seneko under attack. Seneko walking away. Seneko dying horribly.
And FN somehow still gets the kill from halfway across the screen.
Well, it's his birthright at this point. It's just like expected now. He's the one to put him down, you know. He takes him out back and just that's a bit sad, but yeah. Sorry for that image. Miposhka's just waiting around. He's got hook on cooldown. They still need to push out lanes, but bot has 2 siege creeps. Now this is the 45-minute mark, where, as some people may know, there are 2 siege creeps in each wave. So this is the time to push if there is ever a time. You lose a fight now, you lose your base more quickly than you otherwise would. Although with the building damage of an AC Sven, I don't really think the damage of the catapults really factors in that much in comparison.
The intelligence gain has slowed down a tiny bit. He's only on 38 now. So, you know, let's give thoughts out for Vanskor and his intelligence. But Roshan is back up, and this could be, like you say, with the timing of the actual creeps as well. Ice Blast does come through. But if they can get this Roshan, they could probably potentially look to finish off the top lane of Rax at least, and then maybe go to end the game.
It's a DD rune on Chappie remaining. This Roche is, well, he's dead. So let's not think about that too much. Dendy's trying to desperately push out this bot lane. I assume General's going to push out this mid lane while he still can, but they're going to have to do a high ground defense. Admittedly, they do have the tools for the job. They've got Chrono, they've got Lasso, they can force global and try and back off, and then land a good ALT. All the while, Nyx just kind of whittling away. I think it's just a problem though. They have this Podum who's just going to hit the buildings, and she has a BKB and an Aegis, killing her twice, all the while avoiding the global and the Sven with his BKB, and also the action initiations. This is a tough job for Na'Vi. A very, very, very tough job.
So the Lotus Orb does come out now, and Roger trying to use what he can. The Impale's going to be there, the Ice Blast comes through, it's just going to be a little bit behind, and they're going to get the drag back. Global Silence not used as of yet, that's a really long drag back, but he does get the leap away, at least back to the
They have Chrono here, they can just Chrono this.
The Global Silence is used, and FN runs himself out.
I'm surprised he didn't try and Chrono that before. Like, he didn't even try. He knew the global was coming out, but I guess with the global, they have they don't really have any follow-up anyway, so yeah, there's not much point. So correct play coming out from Crystallize. But global's expended. They lose Podum Aegis. The key thing about that is they Lotus the Podum, so then when Nyx mana burned him with Carapace on, he automatically stuns the Podum. So then he can follow up with the Impale, and that gives enough time to land 2 mana burns along with the Lasso, and that's a dead Priestess of the Moon. So that's a neat little interaction that sometimes you don't want to be Lotus Orbed when you're playing against a Nyx Assassin. It's also the reason why anti-mages don't like buying Aghanims against it, because Nyx can always guarantee a Carapace stun onto a hero like that, because the spell shield reflects the mana burn, and then you Carapace that damage. So something you don't see too often, but it's interesting.
And you learn something new every day, or at least I do, Dota-wise. Yeah, I wasn't actually sure of the interaction like that.
Lotus Orb introduced a whole bunch of interactions that people are still finding out. Well, some people anyway. I don't know a lot of things in Dota, but I know silly things like that sometimes. Miposhka's just generally, he's been patrolling this hill for a very long time. He's the solution to Batrider. If Batrider ever leaves the base, he has to go through Miposhka. And, well, NaVi are not leaving their base at all.
No, they've been pinned back quite effectively. As the arrows come through, it hits onto Nyx Assassin. He's stunned up, but there's going to be no follow-up on this. It looks like FN. Yeah, he's just backing himself away. I wasn't sure if he was going to try and make a go, but with the rest of his team all spread out, I guess this is going to be the slow siege. Maybe try and deal the damage to this top range racks. You know, secure the lane.
At this point, Empire have made the call to, well, don't worry, just go back, farm jungle. We're farming everything, and they're farming like just the waves that come into the base. So the net worth gap is increasing. Sven has got his, well, he's got Bloodthorn, BKB, Echo Save. He's not really getting that much more, but they're not really getting that many new items. Shiva's is next in line for the axe. The Silencer now has his Solar Crest. And Clockwork is just kind of sitting on his Lotus Orb and 4 stuff. But they're just really scared. Like, they don't really want to commit into the possible 3-man, 4-man chrono or setup from the lasso, you know. I don't really think they have that much to be scared of, but it's just hard to get a pick off.
Yeah,
they may at some point just start throwing the triple arrows into the base and seeing what they get and just basically go fishing.
Oh, Chappie saw Faceless Void pick up that illusion rune. Now there's going to be the Moonlight Shadow. Are they going to try and make a go as Crystallize? He does have the TP available if he needs to get himself back safely, but Dendi might not be so lucky. Hanging around, there's going to be the blink into the call. The Lincoln Sphere is broken now. The right click's coming out. Dendi with the Yule Scepter. The Ice Blast coming through now as well. May save his life, but the arrow comes through, and it's going to be Ghostic securing that kill. And FN's arrow have been on point this entire match.
Well, no, it doesn't need to be exactly on point, because you can hit someone on the other end of the screen sometimes. If you just press the button, you get happy accidents and from that arrow at this point.
And I suppose with having 3 of them as well. Like that, he just gets the stun onto the Batrider and finds the kill.
So Batrider dead, that's their license to go. They don't have global, but without Batrider there to pull people into the tier 4s, I don't really think that NaVi have a way to fight this. And Chappie's going to push the bot lane in, they're going to go mid and bot at the same time. Polem's going to start hitting the high ground right about now, and then Sven should maybe just go bot.
I guess he does, the God Strength
Here
has
we
been
go.
popped. He's making a move up. Meanwhile, the Lincoln Sphere has been popped. BKB popped. There's going to be the Chronosphere onto the Sven. The Ice Blast does come through as well. But he's holding that BKB. It looks like he is going to be taken down before it's popped. But the blink from Ghostic, is he going to be able to find the kill? He gets the dunk. And now it's going to be 2 lanes of racks going down. The top lane was taken down by the creeps. It does look like. And Empire can back themselves away. They know they've got what they needed to come through. Yeah, they lost to Sven, but he didn't use his BKB. And they got 2 kills out of that as well, and a couple of buybacks.
Yep, they just went, well, if pushing all of our heroes down one lane doesn't work, let's just do it 2 at a time. And yeah, NaVi, congratulations, you killed the Sven, but you've lost mid-racks, and then they're just going to go again. And probably this time with maybe someone pushing in the top lane. Oh, Seneco's dead again.
Yeah, it's actually going to be Ghostic this time and not FN. FN was there. Oh, Axe. Span up into the air. Is there going to be a lasso? The drag back is there. The arrows come through. It's not going to hit onto anyone. It doesn't look like it's Ghostic's dragged up onto the high ground. The right click's coming out. Ghostic trying to do what he can, and now FN's there as well. With his Manta Style, Dendi. The Lincoln Sphere's popped once again. Is he going to be able to leap away?
FN needs to be careful. He's just dead here.
Yeah, FN gets the leap, but it's not going to be enough as Crystallize gets taken down. The hook comes in from out of nowhere, and they could try and turn this around as Vanscore. Oh, the 4-staff. And now Roger needs to run himself away, but Miposhka with the 4-staff once again. Roger run himself away. Meanwhile, the Batrider is going to be taken down by Ghostic. It's going to be the buyback from the Bat.
Yeah, but with the Void dying after buying back, and now his buyback is on cooldown, that's just the cue for everyone to slam your buyback button, run down the bot lane, end the game, let's get it over with. The call has been made. Roger will try his best to stop this push, but the BKB is going to be popped probably prematurely by Chappie. No, he doesn't go for it.
Yeah,
there we go.
He has been holding the stun. The stun comes through, and it's going to be Dendi with the global silence taken down. They spot out Roger. Yule Scepter leaving that dirt pile up in the air, but he can't find. And GG's just going to be called. Mega Creeps go the way of Empire. So that is going to be Empire picking up the winners bracket final, moving through to the grand final tomorrow. Going to be cast by Lyrical tomorrow. And now NaVi drops down to the lowest bracket final, which they'll play up against. If we take a look. Okay, the match isn't finished yet, so it's going to be the winner of Vega Squadron versus Effect. It's going to be the team that NaVi play up against tomorrow. But that is going to be cast by Lyrical. Starts a little bit later on in the afternoon than the normal day. But for now, again, thank you for tuning in. Ryan, I hope you've enjoyed it. I know I did.
Well, thank you for having me.
It was a pleasure, and I will see you all next time we go live. But for now, bye bye.